welcome to Barzone at radio.com presents Rock and Roll Profiles. This week we're listening to Jim Morrison and the Doors. Jim, the lover and the man. And I dropped some. If you tune in to radio.com, you can hear us every Wednesday live between 4 and 6. Like us on Facebook at slaminternetradio.com. We had just discussed about Pam, how Jim Morrison has met Pam, and she was the love of his life. Jim Morrison, the lover and the man. Jim Morrison was whom every man had wanted to be and who every woman wanted to make love to. And Jim enjoyed performing in his leather suit. One night in springtime 1966, a beautiful young redhead had crossed Jim Morrison's path. The beauty had walked into the London fog during the days of Doors' performance, and in walked the love of Jim Morrison's life, Pamela Corson. She was only 19 years old at the time, and she was slender, with long red hair flowing down her shoulders, with silky smooth pale white skin. And Desmore would put because, well, he was the person that wanted to go out with her first. He put it that she would look like a shining little angel star, just smiling and fragile, like a little doll. Then Morrison met up with Pam again at UCLA. It was the beginning of a deep love relationship that would last the rest of Jim Morrison's life. Pam Corson was born December 22nd, 1946 in Weed, California. The town Pam came from was considered a lumber town. And in native lore, according to legends, the ancient times, the lizard people had built an actual underground city. The ancient city would run from Mount Shasta to California's Los Angeles. In the years to come, Jim would use the legend as a basis of his songs and poems and stories. Don't you love her, Mally? Roadhouse is on. Yeah. Tell you a little bit more about his love. Jim Morrison, the lover and the man. Pamela's father was also an officer in the Navy, and he had served 26 years as a combat pilot. So was Jim Morrison's father in the Navy. He was a Navy recruit. And after World War II, he had joined the Naval Reserve. Her mother was from Chicago, of all places. And then when Pam was 16, she began acting, and when actually she was a shy girl that liked art. And Pam's work was featured in the Laguna Beach Art Festival. Both Morrison and Pam were very smart, but began acting up in later years in high school. And Pam dropped out of high school in West Hollywood, and by then she enrolled in the city colleges of LA. And while Pam was in LA and her friends ended up exploring spots, they all hung out at a lot of bars in LA, and that's when she met Jim. And from that day on, they were always together as a plan for life. Clearly, they were both soulmates. And Roadhouse is on, and LA Women. All night long, all night long. It's like a blues song, Roadhouse Blues. Listen to that guitar. roll, roll, roll this soul. Alright. You gotta roll, roll, roll. You good in my soul. Another roll, roll up in the shower. Got his own language here going. It's raining out here. I hope the lightning don't strike. I want to finish my set. Uh-oh, lightning. Fashion lady, fashion lady. Get up your valve. Get up your valve. Save your city. Save your city. Right now. I have a new perm if the lightning strikes me, huh? I don't need a perm, I have natural wavy hair. Don't go morning and I got myself a beer. And I woke up this morning and I got myself a beer. And then you saw the fire. Oh, beer. He always seemed like he was a prophet. He was going to die. Baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. All night long. All night long. Welcome back, everybody, and you've been listening to Jim Morrison and the Doors, and it's a nice rainy afternoon here, listening to the Barzone Radio presents Rock and Roll Profiles, and this week we're at part 3 for Jim Morrison and the Doors anthology, Jim, the Lover and the Man, and many of his hits. We feature about 25 hits going on here. You can hear us at slaminternetradio.com and like us on Facebook. Under slaminternetradio.com. Listen to us in our archives and go into more episodes for more and more past shows. Anyway, Jim Morrison, the Lover and the Man, and went to part 3. And both Jim Morrison and Pam were very smart and both very crazy. But they were both crazy, says Robbie Krieger. They were both the same person, says Ray Manzarek. With one side being male and the other side being female. They were like both the flip side of the coin, and they were meant for each other. They were just soulmates. And however, the relationship had its ups and downs. And as they dabbled with other lovers, sometimes there would be frequent and vicious fights between the two of them. Yet they were half Romeo and half Juliet, says Ray Manzarek. The other half of each other being able to bounce back between the two pairs. And however, every other temper tantrum they kiss and make up. Evie Babbitt was on the side of the girlfriend that Jim Morrison had. He had been seeing. And we're going to break for another favorite song. Come on, come on, come on, now touch me, baby. And you at home, you're looking at reading, well, me, I'm doing a radio station show called slaminternetradio.com. Listen to it on iPod. Put it on your car. Listen to it on the radio. Jim Morrison. I have part 1, 2, and 3 going on. All the favorite songs are kind of wrapping it up to the end of his life. And that was just like the greatest band in the world, The Doors, my favorite band. Gonna love you till the heaven starts to rain. I'm gonna love you till the stars fall from the sky. For you and I, like he was a prophet, his true love. He read his song for. Come on, come on, come on, now touch me, baby. Can't you see that I am not afraid? No more, now touch me, baby. Can't you see that I am not afraid? What was the promise that you made? Why won't you tell me what she said? Why won't you promise that you made? I'm gonna love you till the heaven starts to rain. I'm gonna love you till the stars fall from the for you and I. Till the heaven starts to rain. I'm gonna love you till the stars fall from the sky. We're about to do a service announcement for missing person Anthony Catalano, so tune in. You can hear it on flameinternetradio.com iPart. And that song kind of reminds me of him. He is a missing person from the Chicagoland area, 8747 Bryn Mawr. And we're looking for answers. And I'm going to play it locally on the radio on this. Everybody's listening in. If you could tell your friends to listen, it could, more tune in and, help us out. Help us find out what happened to Anthony Catalano. Welcome back to Barzone Radio Presents Rock and Roll Profiles, and this week you're listening to Miss Barzone, and you can also tune in to this on flameinternetradio.com on your iPad. You can listen to the archives and more episodes. Also, you can come into it on YouTube under Miss Barzone. And I want to stop for a minute to do a small service announcement for a friend. We have tragedy in the area. A lot of friends in the area, in Chicagoland area, knew Anthony Catalano. And Anthony Catalano has been missing from the Chicagoland area since March 25th, 2009. And he's been missing from his condo, which was located at 8747 Bryn Mawr, Chicago, which is River Road in Bryn Mawr. He was well known to hang out at 3 Owls, which is Lawrence Avenue, Cumberland, and also he was a regular. Many of his friends hung at the Horseshoe Inn, which also burned down shortly after that, maybe a year and a half later, which under mysterious death is like, still unsolved. And there's much more, so we're asking you to tune in to Anthony Catalano, Chicago Missing. You can join us on Facebook, and also we'd like you to keep some information, watch us on YouTube. Anyway, back to Jim Morrison and the Doors and Miss Barzone. Jim Morrison, The Lover and the Man, the end. By 1967, Pam started using heroin that was supplied by her friend the Count. And Jim started drinking very heavily again because he was depressed about Pam dating her best friend and her old boyfriend that was also his friend named Tom Baker. Late in 1967, Manzurek began to call Jim Jimbo. And when he was in a drunken state, that's when he called him the most. He would say stuff like, I think Jimbo came out of Jim having anything more to seek, to find, or to obtain, because he was depressed. That came from John Densmore. See, the alcohol allows the demon in you to come out, says Densmore, and you can usually keep the demon under wraps. But when you are still striving to create, by that point at which Jim no longer had anything to strive for, he was very depressed, so he turned to drinking, and he displayed some of it in his songs, in the lyrics in his songs. Then Pam and Jim got back together again, as usual, and when the Doors opened up again in New York in June, by then, Jim's behavior had become completely erratic, and he'd show up late for his shows, or he'd miss them entirely. He'd soon disappear for several days at a time. Jim started passing out right at his shows. He'd been at a stupor and a drunken, all on the stage and it wasn't good, Dennis Moore said. And although Jim was my friend, to see him go down was very painful. Jim financed the boutique for Pam at that time, and John Densmore, said about Jim's drinking, we didn't understand much about the disease of alcoholism then, but I went to the same bar we'd go to in those days, and the same bartender was there 20 years later, and that same bartender told me that he had never seen anybody drink as much as Jim did. Jim and Pam later moved to London, then on to Paris, where Jim never returned from. And we're going to break for another song. This always reminds me of Jim Morrison and much what he was the thought about Pam. This song, she lives on Love Street, long on Love Street. This is one of those catchy tune songs. The house and garden, I would like to see what happens. I see you live on Love Street. Frozen, she has darkened. Paris will so man know what to do. And me and she is you. I see you live on Love Street. Anyway, people are tuning in right now to listen to us at slaminternetradio.com. Go ahead and like us on Facebook under slaminternetradio.com. It has wisdom and knows what to do. She has you. You can like me under Kathy Barzone on Facebook if you like. Make friends. 3. They're so strong where those creatures meet. I wonder what they're doing there. She lives on Love Street, lingers long on Love Street. She has a house and garden. I would like to see what happens. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Welcome back to the Barzone Radio Presents Record Room Profiles. This week we are listening to part 3 of Jim Morrison and the Doors anthology with Jim, the Lover, and the Man, and at least 25 to 30 of his hits. slaminternetradio.com. You can just listen to us, go into our archives. You like us on Facebook, facebook.com, internet, and I'm Kathy Barzone. You can also like me in Facebook. A little bit of biology about myself. I am a screenwriter, and I wrote 2 screenplays. I took art, and I graduated from Robert Morris University. And I love art, and I'm looking to raise money for my 2 screenplays. One, Bloody Mary, and Bloodhouse Rock is the other one. And I do have people interested, like Windy City with Jim died, and we're just going to make a trailer, do that fundraiser, get that movie done. But anyway, back to Jim Morrison and the Doors. Jim Morrison dies, and that's the end. This is some of the last stuff that's happening in his life, the ending part. Jim Morrison died on the morning of July 3rd, 1971, at the age of 27 years old. Jim died in the apartment that he shared with Pam Corzine in Paris, located on the 4th floor of the 17 Rue Beautreillis in Paris. The official cause of death was a heart attack. He had been in Paris for just under 3 months. 4 days later, he was laid to rest in Paris in a Poets' Corner at Cimetière du Père-Lachaise, at the Paris cemetery. The same cemetery where many other popular poets are, and according to Pam's account, she and Jim had gone to see a movie that night, and they had stopped to eat at a Chinese restaurant and then have a film. And then they returned to their apartment, and soon after coughing, I'm doing it too. Soon after coughing up blood, Jim had been coughing and had coughing fits before. And in the past, the doctor had prescribed anti-posttraumatic medicine for this, and by July 3rd at 3 a.m., Pam and Jim went to bed, and about an hour later, Pam, awakened by Jim coughing loud and gurgling, she managed to wake him up, and then ran a bath for him, thinking that would help, trying to help the situation and make him feel better. But she left him there and went to bed. She woke up an hour later, and Jim didn't return to bed. She went back and found him unconscious in the tub. Pam could see that he was dead. Many had tried to argue that Jim was overdosed and didn't believe Pam's story, since they both used heroin and said they were both regulars at the Rock and Rock Circus Club, which is like located like across the street practically. And they had a lot of heroin dealers in that place, and however, no evidence was ever found to prove that theory to be true. But Pam soon followed Jim in death in heroin and overdose in 1975. We're going to break for a song. So how suiting these two songs, 5 and 1. And 1 to 5. No one here gets out alive. Yes, a book out of 5 to 1. No one gets out alive. There's a book out. You can read it. I'm gonna make it to the really try. The world gets stronger. It will weaken the get stronger. Listen to that guitar. Bum bum, most days are over. The weather's dying down. No more worry about lightning. Crime. Whoa. time. One more time. Get together one more time. Get together one more time. 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 This song 5-1 and Alabama's Whiskey Bar song seems to like quartet. I don't know all his songs do, but you know, he always lived on the edge, didn't he? Oh, I love this song. To the Index Whiskey Bar. Oh, you just are. Oh, don't ask why. Don't need the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. So you ain't gonna star. I tell you we must die. I tell you. This sounds like a French song. Think about it. It's like a circus song, right? It says something in French. I don't know this. We'll say goodbye to your dear old mama. Oh, have some whiskey and you know why. We'll say goodbye. We lost our dear old mama. Yeah, whiskey, you know why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey girl. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. We must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you. If you like this song, you like Jim Morrison and a little bit of history of him, there's part 1, 2, and 3. Go under Miss Barzone Internet. You want to hear it on iPod, listen to us on iTunes at slaminternetradio.com. Join us on Facebook under slaminternet.com. And join me, Kathy Barzone, on Facebook. Give me your opinion. Don't forget to go into more episodes. They just put up my new biography. So, tell us about Miss Barzone. Yeah, that was a great song. You've been listening to Jim Morrison and Jim Morrison and Doors, and we have 25 hit songs that we have been doing. We have part 1, 2, and 3, and you're listening to the Barzone Radio presents Rock and Roll Profiles, and we're into Jim Morrison and the Doors anthology, Jim, the Lover and the Man, and he's kind of the end of the days of his life now on part 3. The Doors, he did LA Women in 5 to 1, No One Gets Out Alive. Basically, that was the story of his life, okay? After releasing Absolutely Live in July 1970, the Doors began preparing to record their 6th finished album, which was called LA Woman. And the title track was Jim Morrison's Ode to Los Angeles, a city Jim felt was diseased and dying. And that's why he came up with the song LA Woman. LA Woman. Yeah. Best guitar playing in town. Wouldn't it be cool to be riding around in the rain listening to your iPod? Listen to us every Wednesday between 4 and 6. Look for Barzone Rock and Roll, presents Rock and Roll Profiles. I'm going to be doing more. I want to do Journey and Pink Floyd and Santana, all my favorite groups. I don't have a specific year, but the ones with the best bands that are out there. Future, I want to do some movie previews and reviews and maybe some bars I want to go to, restaurant entertainment. Oh, just another Los Angeles, so nice. City at night. Yes, city at night. City at night. Oh, whoa. Don't forget to have your friends like me in Facebook, Kathy Barzone, or have them go to slaminternetradio.com. Keep up with a lot of tunes and a lot of the other artists that are on radio DJs that are on slaminternetradio.com. Listen to us live if you want. They have the time machine just before me at 3 in the afternoon. It'll be like oldies. Woman, LA woman, LA woman Sunday afternoon. On LA woman Sunday afternoon. LA woman Sunday afternoon. Into your blues. Into your blues, yeah. Your blues, yeah, your blues, yeah. Oh, yeah. Best pianist in the world is Raymond Zurich. Get your iPods out and listen in. I mean, you know, go on YouTube, you gotta hear one song at a time, then you have to be in front of your laptop. Here you just listen to it on your radio. That holds it up. I think that will hold these for 6 months in the archives. Keep going into more episodes. There's part 1, 2, and 3. 25 songs all together. See, your hair is burning. Milk is with fire. They say I never loved you. Well, know that I'm a liar. Driving down your freeway, and right from is wrong. Because I slid by, it's all a woman. So long. so alone. Oh, alone, yeah, so alone. Still running through the madness. Didn't he have he had an album out called Morrison Hotel, yeah. Love this part. You got your mojo rising. Got your mojo rising. Mojo rising. Mr. Mojo rising. He's your mojo rising. I'm a non-drinker, but I can just pull my beer out now, take and start drinking. That's Mr. Mojo rising. Great song for the Irish. Mojo rising. Mr. Mojo rising. Gonna keep on rising. Mr. Mojo rising. Mr. Mojo rising. Mr. Mojo rising. Go ahead and text somebody right now to listen to slaminternetradio.com and tune in, whether they're riding around or they're on their computer at home. There's only so much you can do on Facebook. You gotta find something new. Yeah. You say, yeah. Well. He was a freaking party cool, but he was the coolest guy that you can know. You know what I'm saying? He was like cool. Nothing down the garden and the tell where it goes. Let the wind blow. Wood bungalow. You were lucky little lady in the city of light. On the Los Angeles city at light. City at night. City at night. Oh, city at night. Oh, woman. LA woman, LA woman, woman. Of course, he was singing about Pam. Roadhouse Blues by Jim Morrison. Wow! He was partying all the way to the end. Rise on the reel, there's millions of pound the wheel. You know I was on the road and the wheels are power on the wheel. Still. You know, some of the lyrics that Jim Morrison did is because he was driving around with Pam. There's the actual lyrics of things that were happening. Don't keep your hands up on the wheel. other song. All I need is some peyote, my lizard king. Roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. All night long. All night long. Do it, honey, do it, honey. Oh, please tell me to do it, honey. Do it, honey. Get your iPod out and your hands upon the wheel. Hook your car up a stereo and listen to the Slam Internet Radio.com. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll. Rolling because he was driving through the mountains with his LA woman. Yes, oh, roll, roll, yeah, for my soul. Oh, you gotta roll, 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 roll to my soul. Let it just keep on, chilling on the phone. Roll, baby, roll. You let it roll, baby, roll. You let it roll, some lady. Passion lady. Get up your vows. Get up your vows. Save your city. Save your city. Right now. I woke up this morning and I got myself a beer. I woke up this morning and got myself a beer. The end is always near. You know the future. Roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll. Oh, all night long. Yeah. 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 Alright, yeah. The Barzone Radio presents Rock and Roll Profiles. You've been listening to Miss Barzone with Jim Morrison and the door.